Okay, so in the last review, we looked at Assassination Classroom. Decent anime, but honestly it pales in comparison to the one we're talking about today, FullMetal Alchemist Brotherhood. What a powerful name. Honestly, it's a powerful sounding name. So let's get into it straight away. What is FullMetal about? Well, as the title suggests, it's about brothers. Two brothers. Edward and Alphonse Elric. Now when these guys were kids, I'm talking 8, 7, they had it pretty rough. A pretty rough start to life. Single mother household, despite not being. And in that single mother household, guess what happens to their mum? She dies of a terminal illness. It's really rough, man, and the dad ain't there to look after them. So they've got this friend named Winry. She finds out about this and her family takes them in, adopts them. But undercover, the boys are just looking for a way to bring their mother back to life because they miss their mum so much. They gotta bring their mum back to life. So they study alchemy, which I'll get into later. And they realize that alchemy could actually help them bring their mother back. So when the time comes, a couple years down the line, they experiment. And in FullMetal, you have the law of equivalent exchange, where you have to sacrifice something of equal value to obtain something. So in exchange for their mother's lives, Edward loses his arm, and Alphonse, he loses his entire being. And in that process, guess what happens? Their mum don't even come back. Their mum stays dead. I'd be fucking pissed. Lost my mother and my brother. I'd be fucking pissed if I was Edward, and he was fucking pissed. Which is why he had to get his brother back. His brother wasn't dead, he just didn't have a body anymore. But the soul still exists. So again, remember, equivalent exchange. He sacrifices his leg to get his brother's soul back, and he embeds this suit of armor with his brother's soul, and now that suit of armor becomes his new body, Alphonse's new body. But because the suit of armor is just metal, he can't touch. He can touch, but he can't feel, he can't eat, he can't poo, he can't sweat. He's not human anymore. He's alive, but he doesn't even feel human anymore. And as for Edward, he's lost an arm and a leg. So he's physically disabled. But he gets a mechanical replacement from Winry. But again, he doesn't feel human anymore. They lost their original bodies and they want to do everything they can to get it back. But what the boys need to understand is that they committed the gravest sin. Human transmutation. Trying to mess with the dead. Human transmutation. They committed the gravest sin. Trying to bring a human back to life. So they have to pay for that dearly. So now, they're going to try and get their bodies back. And they're going to try and do it in the most morally just way possible. Because they did find a way. A philosopher's stone. That is a way to get their bodies back. But that's at the cost of other lives. And they didn't want that. So they're going to get their bodies back in the most morally acceptable way. That's the premise of the story. And it's a pretty powerful story. It's a really powerful thing that the kids want to do. And their system, alchemy, like you guessed, it's a power system. All these shonen anime have it. One Piece has Haki, Naruto has Chakra, Dragon Ball has Ki, Bleach has spirit energy. FullMetal has alchemy. But it's a bit different from the other four that I just mentioned, because those four are about willpower, spirit awareness, supernatural powers. This is just about science. If you know science, like the periodic table or physics or whatever, bro, you can fucking use alchemy. And these boys know it. They know their shit. Which is why they're alchemists for the states. The country of Amestrian. That's the country that they live in. They're alchemists. Fighting crime and defending their country. Using the power of science. And let's get into the whole country thing, right? Because as you can tell, this is getting a bit political. This anime is very political. I'm telling you, very political. Amestrian. You have another country called Jing. You have another country called Ishvalan. All of these are based on World War II. When you watch the anime, you can tell that this was around 100 years ago. It's a World War II setting. Amestrian is meant to be Germany. Ishvalan, Israel. Jing, obviously meant to be China. And some other countries that are meant to be Russia, the UK, and so on and so forth. But yeah, very political. These countries have beef with each other. Amestrian committed a genocide against the people of Ishvalan. And 100 years ago, what did I say? Amestrian, Germany, Ishvalan, Israel. Germany committed the... Do you see where I'm going? It's extremely political. Even the ruler of Amestrian, he's called the Fuhrer. That's what Hitler was called. The Fuhrer. Extremely political. Honestly, I'm telling you, if you like Attack on Titan, One Piece, and all these other extremely political anime, you'll love FullMetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm telling you, you'll love it. It's extremely political and very reminiscent of World War II. And another thing that needs to be talked about and isn't talked about enough is the fact that this masterpiece was written by a woman. Right? This isn't to degrade women in any sense, to say that women are intellectually inferior to men. But I'm just saying, in a space that's male dominated, when a woman shines like this, you really got to talk about this. Because FullMetal Alchemist Brotherhood is better than Bleach. It's better than Naruto. It's better than Dragon Ball. All stories better than written by men. It's better than them in my opinion. Right? So we really got to talk about this. Like, give the girl her props, man. She wrote one of the best stories in an anime ever. Right? She gave us so many characters, so many memorable characters. Roy Mustang, Hughes, yeah, Roy Mustang, Hughes, Alex, Olivier, King Bradley, what's his name, Ling, Hohenheim, the boy's father, right? 7 Deadly Sins. I'm not talking about that other anime. We might watch that later. I've watched that like 3 times. We might watch that later. But I digress. So many memorable characters that shaped Edward and Alphonse. Very well written story. Their father as well. I think Edward resented him. But little does he know, 500 years ago he was a slave. And he's been battling with himself internally for 500 years. I'm not going to spoil that, but you'll find out later. But yeah, man, it's just a really detailed anime. And it's got a very wholesome ending. Dare I say, one of the best endings in all of anime. That's another thing that I'm not going to spoil, and you just have to find out for yourself. But overall, we've got to that point of the video. Overall, out of 100, what would I give this? A solid 92. Okay, I can't give it any higher because if you watched another video I made about One Piece, Naruto and Bleach, I gave One Piece a 93, and I cannot put this above One Piece. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. So it sits at a comfortable 92 for me. A really good anime. One of the best I've ever watched. A masterpiece. And honestly, I wish it was longer. It was only 64 episodes. I wish it was a little bit longer, man. Honestly. I don't know how they would do it, but I wish it was a bit longer. But yeah, really good anime, very political. Like I said, you love One Piece, Attack on Titan, or anything political, watch FullMetal. watch FullMetal. It tells a really interesting and deep story. It's not everyday fight this bad guy, fight that bad guy. Sometimes shit has to get political. You gotta fight leaders, you gotta put new people in charge. And FullMetal isn't afraid to go into it. And it has deep topics like genocide. Right? Genocide, human sacrifice. It really goes in deep. So yeah, watch it. It's a really good one. Right now, I'm watching My Hero Academia. But after FullMetal, because of the history, I went into Vinland Saga. And prepare yourselves for my review on Vinland Saga. Because, oh my God, that is another amazing one. But yeah, we'll wrap the video up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you disagree with my rating, let me know in the comments. If you agree, let me know in the comments, right? Just comment, man. Get my, impressions up. Engage with the video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. And I'll catch you guys in my Vinland Saga review. Take care.